Hey guys, this is Market Update. Enough with the doom and gloom in crypto. I think a lot of the Bitcoin charts look absolutely fantastic. And I think the risk reward here for trading even is pretty good. I think downside is limited if we get it, and upside is potentially way, way higher. So I think things are looking good here. So I'll go over that in this video. The difference in this bull market is that we've consolidated at all-time highs, which has never ever happened before in crypto, right? If you look at Bitcoin previously, the bull markets have been these crazy runaway events. It gets way too high and then it pulls back. It's never consolidated for over 12 months at an all-time high before, but that's what we're doing. It's very different. The institutions are actually flooding into this space, right? Every single large-scale bank now bringing it on, setting up prime brokerages, increasing liquidity and everything. The market is absolutely fine trading Bitcoin at 90 to 100K. And eventually you're going to get so much of the supply rotating at this price that it's a floor. We're actually setting a floor now at this 90K level rather than, oh, we're going to go into a massive bear market, right? We're setting a floor here. The just amount of capital that's rotating in Bitcoin, this is very, very important that we do this. And this is the institutional floor, I believe, right? This 90 to 100K level. It's great, and I think the macro outlook is very good. Now, I've updated the course recently as well, so if you're part of the course, go and watch those videos. I've got a 20% discount as well. If you type Bitcoin at checkout, you can get 20% off the course. And right here are the updates for January this year. You can see right here, so go and watch those. Just much more in-depth about market outlooks and my predictions here. But look, I just think that this is a great floor to set. We just want to rotate as much of the Bitcoin network here as possible, because the more you rotate here, the more you set the floor. Institutions do not care about any of the narratives that we're talking about, right? They're just getting in slowly but surely, increasing liquidity, increasing the amount that they can trade on a daily basis. This is what we want. We want Bitcoin to be capital, right? Not spending for a coffee. We want it to be capital at institution and nation state levels. You need a big rotation here, and they're just flooding in slowly. You can see even at this 90K level, it's just buying, buying, buying. Any weakness, they're just slowly buying it up. So, you know, I hope to accumulate more at these levels. I don't want it to go too high too fast, right? But we've never consolidated at all-time highs before, and that's what we're doing. Now, in terms of potential downside, right? Now, I've got this, this is my long-term Bitcoin chart, and this is my, what I call the chart of truth, right? Tongue-in-cheek, really, because obviously I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it's my best prediction. If you've got the course, just ask me in the Discord server to put this in, and I'll give it to you. There's also a video in the course that tells you exactly what all of this is and how to draw it and everything yourself as well. So you can watch that video if you've got the course. Look, this is a 200-week moving average. Here's the Bitcoin price. This orange line is the trend rate of growth of Bitcoin, what I think it would be. And so downside in a bear market, minus 36% if you buy now. Upside potentially somewhere all-time high, 100% upside, 150, 180K. That's a pretty good trade, right? Risk reward scenario. So I just think we're in a good position, and I think the macro is mostly decent. It's less central bank, more fiscal. The US, I mean, Trump's trying to spend 1.5 trillion on defense, trying to increase budgets. That's fiscal spending, right? It's not stopping. They're going to keep pushing dollars into the market. That's what all governments do, right? And that means Bitcoin goes higher as you just get this massive long-term fiscal stimulus that pushes asset prices higher. And we know Bitcoin, it's not like the stock market. It's not going to go up 10 basis points a day, but it's more volatile and it gives you higher returns. So I just think things look good, and people are so scared of the downside. I think that's good. That's a good time to get in. Both the volatility and the frequency of Bitcoin seem to be slowing. And this is a brilliant news, right, for investors. I call Bitcoin the trade of our generation, not only because it has higher growth rates than other assets right now, but because our generation, right, we're still young, so we want something that's slightly more volatile and gives slightly higher returns right now. And we can handle the volatility because we're young, we have income, so we can pay for liabilities and keep our savings in this long-term asset, right? But as you get older, as we get older, we age, and we don't want that volatility, right? We want our portfolio to actually ease off of the volatility. Yes, we get slightly lower returns, but as we get older, we don't need those returns because we've had the returns from our younger years. We want our portfolio to just calm down, have slightly lower returns, but also way less volatility over time. That's why Bitcoin is a trade of our generation, because when we're young, we can get into this, which is highly volatile, but way more returns. And then as the Bitcoin network and the asset matures and slows down, that's going to be perfect as we mature and want to slow down as well. So the trade of our generation is getting in to a volatile asset that matures over time and gets more reliable and less volatile as we want that to happen in our portfolios as well. It's happening. You can see these bull markets were absolutely insane, right? You just get high volatility, huge drawdown, high volatility, huge drawdown. Bitcoin is now just the frequency and the volatility is just slowing down. It's exactly what we want. The institutions are getting in. This is how they play it. You get a spike to the upside. You always get some selling, some option selling, people trying to take profits and sell the upside there. That's what happens with these huge markets. Lower volatility, more reliability. It's great. So these huge drawdowns, I'm not saying they can't happen in the future, but this bull market is slower, right? More ranging. Go down 30%, stay there for a while, just climb up again. Very different to what Bitcoiners and everyone in crypto is used to, which is straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. It's not like that. It's driving people insane. But this is the trade of our generation, right? This is what we want. Think to your retirement, what do you want? You want a much slower network, which is much more reliable. So the trade of our generation, everything looks to be going as planned, right? It's absolutely fantastic, this chart, right? If your portfolio looks like this, happy days. Still the best trade in my opinion versus anything else. In the short term, definitely some hurdles to get over, but I'm actually very positive again, right? Because this news didn't knock us. This is the Trump admin, which is a cartel, and the Federal Reserve, which is another cartel, vying for all the money and the power. But Bitcoin is sideways to up on this news, which a few weeks ago probably would have knocked us lower. Bitcoin just feels like there's the bids coming back, right? The other thing we need to go higher is we need manufacturing to pick up. And that's what the Trump admin said was going to happen, but it hasn't happened so far. You can look at this. Last year was actually not great for this metric because tariffs are attacked. I think they're attacked. So you take money out of the system, it just makes business harder. So why would you get an expansive economy in that environment? But obviously that was a negotiating tactic to then pour in dollar investment into the States. So this should be climbing back up again. Why would you have a recession if you're getting much more actual activity in the States, right? And then, of course, what's really needed to pump this to all-time highs is money printing. You can see in 2020, nothing happened. Everyone was shut down, but they printed money and this went to all-time highs, right? That can happen again if they print money, which is part of what's happening here. It's not about the renovations, right? This is power and control. You have a cartel of banks who want all the power and control. You have a cartel of a government that wants all the money and control and wants to control everything. And so they're fighting with each other. But the fact that Bitcoin is flat to up is actually pretty good. Look, the Fed is not a righteous organization, right? A central bank is not a righteous organization full of librarians, civil servants in cheap suits, right? This is a criminal organization. They print money every time. Every single penny that is printed is stealing the savings of the people. When you print money, you're stealing their savings. That is theft. That is criminal. This is not a civil servant organization. This is a cartel trying to steal money. That's why they want the theft to occur at 5 to 10% a year. No one notices 5 to 10% a year theft. As soon as you start stealing 50% of their stuff in a year, which they happened here, people start to get annoyed and they start to want change. And that's when these people in power start to rotate around. So they don't want that, right? They just want everyone to forget about the 5 to 10% of their money being stolen every year. A couple of cartels vying for power. Bitcoin is sideways to up on that because we can extract ourselves from this fight. In any case, Bitcoin over the last 5 years, the annual rate of return has been 45%. Fantastic. Outperforming the NASDAQ here, which is really the thing we want to compare to. Underperformed NVIDIA, sure, but I think Bitcoin is an asset class, more of an index, so not a specific stock. It should actually be less volatile than stocks, as it grows. But the issue here, and why people are uninterested in Bitcoin right now, is because the volatility is low. People don't recognize low volatility things. So the NASDAQ can go up at 18% a year, which it has done for the last decade. No one talks about it. No one cares. They barely even know what it is, right? Like, what's the NASDAQ? Should I buy the NASDAQ? It goes up 18% a year. It's under the volatility band where people notice. But over the long term, that's the thing that outperforms, right? And so for Bitcoin, having low volatility now, no one's interested. Just like when the Fed steals 5 to 10% of your money each year, you don't know because it's under the volatility band. When Bitcoin has high volatility, so let's say 30, 35, 40, 45% in 1 year or in a short period, everyone notices again. But that's not the game. The game is to invest in the long term. When the price is low volatility or at trend or below trend, you make big returns there because you know the eventual volatility that happens. You don't want to be investing all of your stuff and only paying attention when the volatility is high. You need to figure out what the 10-year rate of growth is for something and then invest in that, especially when the price is low. So Bitcoin has the outperformance and the volatility is low right now and we're at trend, which I think is good. If you want a discount for the course, that runs out in a couple of weeks. Type Bitcoin at checkout, you can get 20% off. But look, this is it right here. We're at trend, right? So you buy everything around here because this has the outperformance. When volatility is low, that's when you go to work. If volatility is high to the upside, that's when everyone's interested, but that's actually not the best time to invest, especially if Bitcoin prices are high in relation to the trend. I think we're in a good spot. I'll link the course below if you want to get involved, and the discount there runs out in a couple of weeks. I'm James of Managing G. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.